Book, The Psychology of Money. Author Morgan Housel. Published, 2020. Morgan Housel's The Psychology of Money is a modern classic in financial literature that emphasizes how the success of your financial life is not determined solely by knowledge, intelligence, or luck, but by how you behave. Through 20 short, compelling chapters, Housel highlights the subtle and often irrational nature of our financial decision-making. Here is a comprehensive summary of the book's major insights and lessons. Introduction: The greatest show on earth. Money is everywhere. Every person makes daily decisions involving it. Yet money remains deeply misunderstood, not because it's complex, but because it's emotional. Housel opens with stories of extreme contrasts. Ronald Read, a janitor who died with $8 million, and Richard Fuscone, a Harvard-educated financier who went broke. This contrast underscores his point. Doing well with money isn't necessarily about knowledge, it's about behavior. No one's crazy. People come to money with vastly different backgrounds, experiences, and exposures. A person raised during inflation fears it. Another raised during stability may ignore it. Everyone's view of money is colored by personal history, and what may seem irrational to one person is perfectly rational to another. 2. Luck and risk. Success and failure are often determined by factors outside our control. Bill Gates was talented, but he was also lucky to attend one of the only high schools with a computer. Housel encourages readers to avoid overly idolizing success stories or condemning failures, recognizing the roles of luck and risk in outcomes. 3. Never enough. Enough is the most powerful financial word. People who don't know when to stop risk losing everything. Housel tells the story of Raja Gupta, a wealthy executive who pursued more and paid the price. Financial success isn't about maximizing returns. It's about ensuring you don't lose what you already have. 4. Confounding compounding. Warren Buffett's fortune is largely a result of his starting early and sticking with it for decades. Compounding is powerful, but only if given enough time. The takeaway: don't interrupt compounding by trying to time the market or chasing trends. 5. Getting wealthy versus staying wealthy. Getting rich and staying rich are different skills. Getting rich often involves risk, boldness, and optimism. Staying rich requires frugality, humility, and paranoia. Survival is key. Avoiding ruin is more important than seeking max returns. 6. Tails you win. In many outcomes, a small number of tail events, account for the majority of results. For instance, Buffett made the bulk of his wealth from a few key investments. Understanding and accepting the nature of tails can make people more patient and resilient investors. 7. Freedom. Housel argues that the highest form of wealth is the ability to do what you want, when you want, with whom you want. Money is a tool to buy freedom. A modest life filled with autonomy can be more satisfying than a wealthy life full of obligations. 8. Man in the car paradox. People buy expensive cars or homes thinking others will admire them, but people don't admire the owner, they admire the item. True admiration is rare and can't be bought. Chasing social validation through spending leads to disappointment. 9. Wealth is what you don't see. Spending is visible, wealth is invisible. A fancy car shows you've spent money, not that you have money. Real wealth is the assets you haven't spent: savings, investments, and financial security. 10. Save money. Saving doesn't require a specific reason. Flexibility is its own reward. It gives you options, reduces stress, and creates opportunity. A high savings rate can counteract mediocre returns or lower income. 11. Reasonable rational. Perfect logic doesn't work for everyone. Personal finance should be practical, not theoretical. For example, paying off a mortgage early might not be optimal mathematically, but can provide emotional security. What's reasonable trumps what's rational. 12. Surprise. History is not a reliable guide because it's driven by surprises. The most important economic events are unpredictable: wars, crashes, pandemics. Prepare for change and be adaptable. 13. Room for error. Margin of safety is crucial. Planning with a buffer protects against the unknown. In investing and life, having room for error keeps you in the game during downturns or mistakes. 14. You'll change. Your goals, desires, and financial needs will evolve. People often make irreversible decisions, like taking on huge debt, based on temporary desires. Flexibility and humility are necessary. 15. Nothing's free. Everything has a price, even if it's not obvious. In investing, volatility is the price of admission. Accepting this cost is better than pretending it doesn't exist. 16. You and me. Everyone has different goals and timelines. What's a smart move for one investor might be foolish for another. Don't follow the crowd. Build a strategy that fits your unique situation. 17. The seduction of pessimism. Pessimism sounds smart and sophisticated, while optimism can seem naive. But progress is cumulative and slow. Setbacks are sudden and loud. Long-term optimism is more realistic. 18. When you'll believe anything. People seek easy explanations during times of uncertainty. Conspiracies and false narratives can dominate. The lesson: be careful what you believe, especially during emotionally charged times. 19. All together now. These lessons are interconnected. Money success doesn't require brilliance, just patience, humility, and emotional discipline. Know yourself and create a plan that reflects your values. 20. Confessions. Housel shares his own practices. He saves a large percentage of his income, avoids debt, and invests primarily in index funds. He doesn't try to beat the market. His approach is simple, sustainable, and aligned with his personal goals. Postscript: why the U.S. consumer thinks the way they do. The culture of spending in America is rooted in decades of economic and political history. From post-war prosperity to consumerism, many societal forces shape our financial behaviors. Understanding them can help us resist cultural pressures. Core takeaways: personal finance is more about behavior than intelligence. Understanding your relationship with money is key to building wealth. Simplicity, patience, and emotional control win over complexity and risk. True wealth is freedom, not flashy purchases. Save consistently, accept uncertainty, and prepare for change. Housel's book is a powerful reminder that wealth isn't just built in spreadsheets, it's forged in everyday decisions, habits, and attitudes. The Psychology of Money gives us the emotional tools to manage our finances wisely, regardless of income level or background. Thanks for listening. Please tune in to our other audio summaries at MINDVINESTUDIOS on You and Spotify.